Hey guys, Dico here. Today I'm going to show you how to build this insanely fast 5x5 door, because this one opens in just over a second. That's the closing right there, and that's the opening. So I think it's pretty cool, and me and Sydney really built this for survival purposes, because as you can see, the side of the door, so the side wiring for the side pistons, we didn't go out all the way over there, because then the wall could not be close to the door whatsoever. And we also made the closing close in a way that the blocks will return in the same order as they drop away, which the one we built first, the 2-second opening one, didn't do. And as you can also see, I've already laid out the building space for this door. So it's going to be, don't mind about the scrap sounds please. It's going to be 15 blocks tall in total. That's including the floor, so 14 blocks tall is what that pillar there is. And the red block is your floor level. It's going to be 8 blocks wide and 17 blocks long. And over here I put these 2 lapis blocks, because this is the door frame, and this is where the wiring on the side ends. So on this side you can just basically have your wall 1 block closer to the door than on this side, and that's just basically all I wanted to say. That's why I have the lapis there, because here, this is wiring on this side. We have used 3 blocks, and on this side you use 2, which, here you can just have the wall closer, which is just nice if that's the front of your door. That's the exact same thing on RedCloud. So yeah, I guess we should get started. So the first thing which we're going to build is the red circuit, which is obviously the circuit which gets all the stuff around the door. Now what I forgot to mention is the red block is your floor level, so you'll essentially just have to dig down 5 blocks, and that's including the floor level. So to start off with this input circuit, just place 3 torches on top of your input block, and this is your input block by the way. Being 4 blocks away from this door and all the way on the bottom, and that's going to have a lever on it, of course, and then we'll have 4 redstone in either direction, and it's going to run up like so into a block here. Now I put these blocks on the floor just so it's just a little bit easier for me to build it, because it's a very big door and it's hard to memorize it, so I put it there already just in case I am wrong, put something on the wrong place, then I can easily see that, because there's nothing going to be on top of the quartz blocks. Now over here you're just going to do the exact same thing pretty much. Just run up by 2 after the 4 redstones, place a block and then a torch on the side, place a block on top, a redstone on top of that block, and then on the side of that redstone place a block with a torch on top and another torch. On the other side we're going to do the same thing. We're just going to have a half slab here and a half slab right there, and then over here we'll have the torch again with the redstone and the other 2 torches, like so. So that should be the input circuit done, and now we'll get started with the closing circuits. So yeah, let's continue. I think it's better if we place the pistons first. It sounds like a good idea. So just go up 1 block from the floor level, which is on the same level as the redstone you just placed, and then place 3 sticky pistons on top of that block. And then on the left side, which is where you have an additional repeater right here and the slabs, we'll add a normal piston right here and a sticky piston right there. And then count out 5 blocks. You don't have to do this as obsidian, obviously, and then place a normal piston on the back of that, and then you can break all of those blocks again. And on this side here we'll have a normal piston right there to push it all back, and on this side here 2 blocks out, so there's 1 air gap in there as well, we'll have another normal piston, and that's for the bottom. And then over here we have to add 1 more thing, being a normal piston right there, and a sticky piston, both sticky pistons, and a obsidian on top of that sticky piston right there. So that's gonna keep it from pushing up when it's in that location and grab this floor block, because that will be pretty annoying. Then we're going to have a sticky piston inside of the floor right there at some point, and that's going to be hidden away over here. So just place a sticky piston, which would be under the wall and beside the floor, 2 blocks on the side, and then count out 3 more blocks, then place 3 normal pistons facing in that direction, then place all your 4 blocks like so, and add another 3 blocks count out, then 3 blocks more, and then break all of those, because we need air in there for it to push, like that. So these pistons are going to go all the way to the end of your hole you dug out, unless it's bigger than this, but yeah, I think that should be clear. Now on this side, we're going to have the side pistons, obviously, and on the long side, where the lapis block, which I placed, is 3 blocks out, like that, which is basically on the side where you don't have your input, you'll have 4 normal pistons, like so, and place blocks on those, and then more blocks here, and behind these blocks we'll have sticky pistons like this, and then on this side here we'll have sticky pistons facing into these blocks here with some more sticky pistons right there. And we're just going to do the same thing on the other side, so we'll have 4 sticky pistons on top of each other, and then 4 facing into the door pretty much. Just since this is your door, it's one beside the actual door frame, and then right here we're going to have 4 more sticky pistons like so, blocks in front of those, then count out 2 more blocks and place some normal pistons on this side here. So that should be the setup for the sides. Now, in order to power the pistons inside of the door when they're right here, we have to have a redstone block right there, which we're going to push up from this level here. So I have 2 blocks there. Those are going to represent the block and the redstone block, but we're not going to place a redstone block just yet. So 2 normal pistons on that level, same level as the bottom pistons of the triple extender. And then on the other side, right underneath the wall once again, we'll have another double extender, all of normal pistons, no sticky ones. And then up top, since this is the top of your wall, we'll have 2 air blocks in there, and then 2 more normal pistons to push it back down. That's very important. And then, of course, the exact same thing on the other side. So basically, you're just going to count up 4 from the top of the wall, and then place 2 normal pistons up top, like that. So you have 1, 2, 3 blocks, and that's where your normal pistons are going to go. Then in the middle of the ceiling, we will have a triple piston extender out of sticky pistons, like that, and 2 more sticky pistons on either side to push down these blocks here. So that should be your entire piston setup done. I know it's pretty complicated, but it's all to get the door as quick as possible. So yeah, just place all of those pistons and you'll be good. So for the closing circuit, we're going to go to these blocks here, right behind the input block. Place a repeater on 2 from the input block. Oh wow. Don't mind my little voice crack there. Then place a comparator in front of it to the left, and a redstone right there on top of that block, and a block in the middle of those. Then make sure to place a furnace right behind the comparator and put a single item in there. It doesn't matter what it is. Just make sure to put only one item in there. Then a torch from that block into a repeater. It's going to have a block in front of it, 2 redstone like that, and then a repeater on 3. Now, I know this redstone right here does not look like it's needed, but it will be in the future, so just have it there. And then this repeater on 3 is going to point it to a block with a torch on top of it, redstone dust on top of that block, then a block on the side underneath the floor, and a torch in the middle there. And then over here we'll have a repeater on 4, well rather 2 repeaters on 4, redstone dust right there, and then a repeater on 1 tick, and then repeaters here like so. This last one is going to be on 2 ticks. It's going to face into a block with a repeater on 2 ticks right there. You do need this redstone here for later, just have it there. I know it can also be a block, but it actually can't. And then we're going to have a block in front of this redstone dust here, with a torch on the side of it. That's going to have a wool block above, so just grab something which will make your, this is actually your floor, not your wool, it's your floor block. Just place your floor above it, make it solid, because else it's not going to work. And then you're going to have 2 redstone dust, and then a repeater, like that. Now make sure that this is a slab, because we're going to place a piston, a sticky piston facing downwards beside this block, and we don't want that to power it. Then place a redstone block from on the face of that sticky piston, and then a repeater facing inwards, going into a block with redstone on top of it, and a block right there. So essentially, this circuit here is a falling edge monostable. Then just place redstone here, and redstone on top of this block here, and 2 repeaters like so, and a block there. Now this redstone will power this block, as long as there is a solid block which cuts off the redstone in front of this piston here. So that's very important. Just place 5 blocks already in here, that'll be fine. And that should almost be your entire closing circuit. We just need repeater on 4 ticks right there, going into a block with a torch on the back of it, and a block on top of that torch on top of that, and then a repeater on 1 tick going into that piston there. We needed a bit of delay there, so this might look a bit complicated, but just build it like that. And that should be your entire closing circuit. Yeah, I think we're good. Don't test it out yet, because it's definitely not going to work. It needs all the other circuits in order to work. But yeah, let's continue with the opening circuit for the bottom. So, right on the back, where we have this little bit from this torch here, this redstone is going to go into a block on the side of it, and into a block on the back of it, and then just place a torch on the side of this block. It can also be right there, wherever you want, and then place a block on top of that torch, and a repeater right there. Then we're going to have a sticky piston facing upwards in here, 1 block away from the bottom pistons right there, and then get your quartz and place it on top. That will be a cauldron at some point, but we'll do that later. And then I forgot, for the closing circuit, we're going to carry this signal here out by 2 blocks there, and then we should be good. And then this repeater here should be on 2 ticks like that, so just replace it and right click it once. And then over here on top of this redstone torch, we'll have another torch, repeater on 2 towards the right into a block, torch on the side or on the back, whatever you want, repeater on 2 and repeater on 1. Has to be like that. You can't have repeater on 3 in redstone or something. It just place it like that. And then on top of this furnace, we'll have redstone dust, and then just go 1 to the side to redirect it, and then just place a block in front of it with a redstone torch on top, a block on top of the redstone torch, and redstone to the side. Then on the side of this redstone, you're going to have a redstone torch, and just put these pistons back down like they used to be. And then right here beside the torch, like that, we're going to have a sticky piston facing downwards, just right underneath the floor level, with a redstone block on its face. And then we're going to have a comparator from that block. It's going to go into a redstone underneath the block, and then just put it right there and cut off the wiring. It's going to go into this torch here, into a torch like that. So there's redstone behind this block and powers both these torches like so, and then place a block on top of that torch. Then right here beside this torch we placed right there, we're just going to have 2 repeaters facing into this block like that, and then we'll have a block there to power those. And then down here we will have a repeater on 2 ticks, and then a sticky piston facing upwards with a block on top. Then place a repeater on one tick facing into the bottom piston of this dull extender. Then place redstone there and a repeater right there. This repeater is going to be powered from the side later on, so don't worry, we'll get to that later. Then this piston here, which is going to push back the floor, will have a comparator, and then it's going to go down like this, because this will be powered by the input like so. Just have that. Then from the redstone here, or this torch, we'll have a repeater on 4 ticks facing into a block with redstone above it, and then 3 more repeaters like so. There we go. All of these repeaters should be on 4 ticks, and that's just going to give you delay before it extends, so that should be alright. So that should also be your entire opening circuit. We should now get started with the big green circuit on the back here, which controls the triple extenders on the side. So for the green circuit, we're going to have a sticky piston underneath the torch on the right, like this. So you have this input circuit with the purple bit we just built here, and then all the way in the corner where this torch is, we'll have a sticky piston right there with a block on its face. Then place redstone underneath that block and power it with a lever that should be always on. Don't ever flick that lever again, because that's going to be bad. Then place redstone like so and make it go up again. We'll have a slab in the middle of this, like so. And now we'll have a torch here beside that one, and beside the piston arm like that, going down into redstone, and then 2 repeaters, one of them being on 3 ticks and the other one on default delay, into this block here. Then over here, so the back redstone, repeater on 1 tick, do a block with redstone on top of it. Then place a block on the side of it with a sticky piston on top of that, and then place a block on the face of that sticky piston, and repeater on 2 ticks coming off of that. Next, we will have a slab going up from this dual edge actually, but it will give 2 tick pulses all the time. It's going to go into this block and power or extend all of these 3 pistons. Just place 3 blocks and repeaters in the middle like so. Then on the end we'll place a block with a redstone on top of it, with a block on the side of it going into another repeater that's going to go into a block, and that's going to be powering the sticky piston ones right there. Now we'll get ourselves some redstone from this repeater here, like so. It's going to go into here. So down here we have these 2 pistons. We're going to power those now. So on the bottom of this piston here, we'll have a redstone dust powering it into that block, and it will be powering that piston. Into that block we'll have a repeater on 4 ticks, and then a redstone dust right there. This will power the other piston through this block here, and this redstone will be powered by that repeater, and this repeater will be powered by this redstone here. Then next we'll get ourselves some redstone dust like so, going around here, so that should not be powered by this redstone dust and should not be powering that redstone dust. Then on the back here we'll have ourselves a repeater on 2 ticks of delay, into a torch, into a redstone dust, and then place a block in front of that with a torch on top. Then a slab right there with a repeater on 2 ticks facing into this block. It doesn't matter that it's powering that piston, it will only powering this one when it's right there. Then just place 2 redstone like so, going down into here, and that's going to be powered by this repeater. Just move the redstone down so it will not become a loop, because otherwise this repeater would be powering the redstone there, and so it would be powering itself. But that's the entire green circuit done, and yeah, we should be good. Now I just noticed, I think this should be on 1 tick, because it's also on 1 tick over there. I don't remember it like that, but and then this one is apparently on 2 ticks. But yeah, that's then the green circuit done, and we'll now continue with the sides. So we're going to start off on the red side, but we're going to do the exact same thing on the other side. Now on top of this torch, we're going to have redstone dust going up into here, and then a slab on top of that. And then from this, facing towards the door, we'll have a repeater on 2 ticks, and then a sticky piston with the redstone block underneath. Then place a slab here with a repeater, so when the redstone block goes down, it will power this repeater, and it will also power this redstone here with a repeater below. Then underneath this redstone, I believe directly, yeah, we'll have a sticky piston and a redstone block on its face. Just make sure to have an air gap in between, and then we'll get back to that later. Next up, we're going to place the input for this back set of pistons, so just place your repeater and another one right there, and then just run it up with a slab like so. So that's going to power both repeaters. It's going to power all 4 of those pistons, and then finally we'll have a slab here and a slab down here with a block with redstone on top like so, and that's going to be powering these blocks when they're in this location. Then to power this input here, we'll have a sticky piston facing downwards with a block on its face, and then we'll have a repeater right there. Just power that repeater with a torch for now, and then behind here place a slab on this level with a torch above, and then place a repeater there. So now you can break this torch and this repeater will always be powered. Then we're going to have a sticky piston here with the redstone block right there, and just place a repeater there with a block in front and redstone on top. So that should be the closing circuit of your slide done, and yeah, I think it's time to do the opening circuit, which is obviously a lot bigger, but yeah, we'll get into it and see if we can finish it as fast as possible, because this will be quite hard to do since, you know, it's just hard to get around here. So for the opening circuit, we'll have ourselves a block on top of this piston here with a repeater on 2 facing into this one, and a torch on top of that block like that. Then place redstone dust on the side going into this sticky piston here with a block on top of it. You'll have then a repeater on 2 ticks with a block in front, and then just place 2 half slabs over here and 1 normal block right there. Now underneath this block with a repeater, we'll have redstone dust. It's going to go over into this slab here and into this block, and then this might get complicated, but just place your block beside these 2 redstone blocks, and place repeater on 3 ticks in there going into this piston. And next we're going to have a repeater on 4 ticks from this redstone dust here facing into another upwards facing piston monostable. This has to be sticky, but it could also be normal piston with sand. Just place a slab actually beside this piston with a repeater in front of it, a block right there, then redstone underneath like that, and then a block, a repeater, and another block in front, and then this will be your wall. Just place 3 redstone dust across. Then go down here, place a piece of redstone going into repeater on 3 ticks going into that piston there, and make it go down a little bit more into 2 repeaters on 4 ticks with a slab here and redstone on top, and then a block there with redstone on top, just like that. So that's actually almost your entire opening circuit. Now we'll just need 2 redstone dust there, going into a repeater on 4 ticks, then a repeater on 3 ticks with a block in front of it. Then just place 2 blocks here, redstone dust, a block, and a repeater. Just like that. So that's your entire opening circuit done. And yeah, just mirror this to the other side and you'll be good. So next up is the top. The top is quite complicated, but first I want to add one thing which I forgot Previously, we're just going to have a sticky piston beside this block here. That's pretty important. And then a redstone block there. This could also be a pink block with a redstone torch here in case you want to. But yeah, just have it there because that's going to give a pulse for the closing, and that's very important. Just do the exact same thing on this side, and you should be good. Now the top is pretty complicated, but the first thing you want to do is just fill up the ceiling because we don't want to have wool blocks there. It's just ugly. So yeah, just do it like that. Then we're going to go down underneath and find the redstone on top of the the red bit we added here. So this redstone here, which comes all the way from here, and then just show you, that's your input block, goes to the left and into here. So over here in the floor, we'll have a normal piston like that, and then we're going to place blocks above all the way to the top. So just go all the way up, and you can break these blocks here because otherwise it's going to mess up the side. Let's go all the way up to the top until you hit the one before last block and place a normal piston facing down like that. This top block is going to be a redstone block, so keep that in mind. And from here we're going to take our signal for the entire top. So down below, right here, we're going to have 3 redstone dust, and then over here 2 repeaters into a block torch, block on top, and then this has to be a slab, and then another block. Place 2 blocks to cut off the power, and place another slab with a repeater there. So that's going to power that piston. Now, if this block is not here and you update the piston, this will become a clock. But because the bottom piston here is always extended when it's open, it will not do anything. So next, what we're going to add is a little thing here, which is an instant falling edge. So place a sticky piston there with a block in front of it. Then redstone dust like so, and over into here, and then up like so. Repeater, no slab there, and then redstone on top here, and then place repeater on 2 here. We'll finish that in a bit. Now from the block with the torch, we'll have a comparator. So this comparator is only meant to redirect the redstone here, because if we don't have it, if this is a repeater, and there's a block in front and this is on, it's going to power that block, and that's not what we want. So this needs to be a comparator. And then in the corner there, redstone dust, block right there, and then go over here and make sure to cut this off. That's very important. And then over here you can have repeater. This has to be a repeater because this comparator will never turn on, since this would be, well, it would actually turn on now, whatever. Just make it a repeater. That's important. And then place a block in front, redstone to the side, and cut the power off once again. Actually run this up like so into a block with a repeater and a block in front on 1 tick like that. And then on this side we'll have another slab like so, going into a sticky piston with a block on top, repeater, and then a block in front of that, 2 redstone dust and repeater on 2, another one up here, and then this is going to go down into this block with a block on the side. So that's going to power that repeater there. At least I think it's like that. No, it isn't actually. It's like this. And then this goes up into a slab like so. Repeater on 3 ticks with redstone in front of it. And then this will run down into a repeater with a sticky piston and a block. And then grab yourself some sand or gravel, put it on top of that. Now we're going to do some very funky stuff here to power that sand block. Just place a repeater there, a block, and then get redstone over here with a block here and attach a lever to it like so. So now that repeater should always be powered, and that's going to power a repeater on 3 ticks with a sticky piston in front of it like so. and a redstone block, like that. So that should be most of your door done. Now on this side, in order to update this piston, you will need redstone dust, like so. Otherwise, it's never going to work, the top is never going to extend or do anything, which sounds weird, but it's just like that. And now we're just going to have to do the final touches to finish the door. So the first thing what you're going to have to do is very, you have to concentrate here in my opinion. Just place a cauldron right there, 2 blocks away from that piston, and get yourself a block, and on the side of this piston, so this is actually very hard to get here, I'm just going to delete this double extender, place a block, and get yourself a comparator, and place it right there. And then we'll get ourselves a water bucket. Now, here's the problem. If you shift right click this on the cauldron, the water is going to destroy all of your redstone. So just be careful. Don't shift while placing this water in the cauldron. So I just did it. Now I'm going to delete the water bucket from my inventory because it's pretty dangerous to have it inside of this door. But now I'm just going to remove that sticky piston. You can see there's water inside of this cauldron now. And that's what we want. So now I'm just going to replace the double piston extender, and I have no idea where it used to be. Let me have a look. I think it was right there. Yeah, we should be good. So now we're going to place a normal block on top of that double extender, a redstone block, and then 5, or just finish the wall up like that, and then do the exact same thing on this side, like so. So that should be good. Then we're going to have to place a solid block on top of this redstone torch. That's important. And another one on top of this one, because else your door is not going to work whatsoever. Next, you may have noticed we left this piston here with a redstone block. Just place a purple block underneath the redstone block with redstone on top. Now if you place a redstone block, 1 block underneath the piston, like this, it will be off, but just move it down in that case, because it needs to be on. Then break the repeater for a bit and place a redstone torch there. And then replace your repeater again, like so. And then on the other side we're going to do something very similar, a little bit different though. So grab yourself another sticky piston, place it underneath this pink block, redstone block there, then place a purple block, redstone on top of that, and a torch. And then I'm just going to break the floor here and place yourself a sticky piston there with a blue block and the torch there. And that's going to be powering the very bottom piston of this double extender. Now when this double extender extends, what happens? The bottom piston extends, pushing up this top piston. It will also update the top piston, and then it will be powered by this redstone block, and when it pushes it, it will no longer be powered. So that's pretty tricky or something, but it works like that, and it's pretty useful. Well, that should be your door done. I think we're going to test it out, but before I do so, I'm going to take a very good look at everything, because I do not want to get anything wrong, because that would be very bad. But yeah, I'll catch you in a sec. So the one thing which you want to do before you test it is move these quartz blocks, which were previously over here. Just move them over here, else it's not going to close on the side. So just do that and you'll be good. And then we're going to flick the magic lever and see what happens. So yeah, let's go. Nope. Alright, what? I have no idea. Yeah, I'll figure it out and I'll see you when I'm done. So, there's 2 things which you need to do. You're gonna have to place 2 blocks here. Now, this block here, which I just placed, is going to be the middle block of your door. So I suggest making it something like glowstone. Now, if it's glowstone, you can't have it on this side, because this has to be a sort of block, so that kind of sucks, but it's just like that. And then this makes me feel pretty stupid, but just remove that repeater there, and place a repeater on 2 ticks in here, with a block in front of it, like so. And then you should be alright. So now we're gonna have another test. I suggest you don't test it yet. I hope you didn't test it a second ago either, because it's bad if it messes up in your survival world, because it's gonna take you quite a long time to fix it. There we go. It's closed. And it's open. So, okay, I suggest you test it right now. I hope it works. If it doesn't, then you obviously did something wrong. But I'm just going to fill up the entire side and middle of the door. And then what you want to do is close it afterwards. Afterwards. Wow, that was the worst voice crack ever. Just close it up like this. Close it. And now you can change the door to whatever you like. Now there's one thing which you need to keep in mind while doing that, because over here, if I close it, these white blocks, these ones, the quartz blocks right there, they have to be solid blocks because they have to conduct redstone power at some point. But yeah, I hope you like this door, and I'll see you next time. Okay, so there's a couple things which I forgot to mention. This right here is the door frame, and behind here is a piston which is powered while it's open. So if you break this block, you can see it extends, and if you flick it now, it's not going to work. So there's a few fixes to this, but the best one, I think, or the easiest one to understand: break the piston, place whatever you block you want right there, and then place the piston again through this block without updating it. And that's why this one here is always extended. Now, if you did test it the first time I also tested it, then in case you built it correctly, this normal piston here would have pushed over to the side here. You want to move it back. That's very important. And if it does no longer work for you, then I think the problem is that you're missing one block in the floor. Which could also be a problem, and then you're gonna have a normal piston in the floor right there all the time. So just make sure to have 5 blocks in the floor. So that's pretty much it. Another thing which might go wrong with this: when this pushes up, there's a very small chance of this piston here extending, and that would, if you update this, you can see this is never going to be able to push back down. So the way you will fix that: remove the redstone block and then remove the piston. You might want to have blocks behind here all the time. You can replace your pistons as soon as you have the redstone block and the normal block down here back, and then you can update this double extender, which would not have extended. Just place a block on top of it or something, and then you can replace your blocks over here. But once again, I really hope you enjoyed this video and you like this door, and that you will have fun with it in your survival world or whatever. And yeah, I'll see you guys next time.